Alright, let's get down to business. I'm zmoT. It is War Factory Day. Let's get rockin' and rollin'. The one fantastic thing about this War Factory is that every single one of you has instant training. Right in here, free instant training for 2 full days. Maybe I missed it on this account just for a super duper aw crap kind of moment. That is mind-blowing. So all of you should have instant training. I don't. So that is... Oh, apparently I missed the 2 free days on this account. I was saving it for Thursday for the War Factory. Hopefully you didn't miss it too. Let's get in here and have a look. My goodness. It's been one of those kind of weeks, people, and this is the one where we definitely need instant training. This is going to be a difficult one for low level, and the reason for that is lasers, max level, rocket launcher, not a big deal, doom cannon in an awful spot, lasers, doom cannons, shock blaster. So for low levels, this is going to be a tough one, and I don't have instant training, but we do have some diamonds up there. 660, that's a bit of a evil omen. Nonetheless, let's get down to business. Like we said earlier, there must be a circus in town or something like that. Let's keep going. We're gonna get rid... Someone must... now I have a song stuck in my head. My goodness, it always seems to happen that way. Let's go. We're gonna flare and click the button and hack and all those kind of things. What the heck else can we get rid of? I suppose, you know what? Let's get rid of the boom cannon just because it's there. That will open up that whole left-hand side for us, which could be helpful, maybe, just maybe. Gonna get rid of... There goes the rocket launcher, and then there goes the boom cannon. I mean, it's gone. We can then use Grenadiers to get all of those shield gens on the left-hand side. That might just be the best possible solution for low levels. Look at that. Look how much damage that boom cannon did to that doom cannon for us. That is magical. That was exactly what I had planned on happening, and if you believe that, I've got a used car to sell you. So do hack that boom cannon. It does magical things. That was fantastic. We managed to get rid of that doom cannon all thanks to the boom cannon. So there's a little bit of, we'll call that 100% luck. Let's be honest here. So let's have a quick look. I want to see how much damage we did. There is no way that we could do 63,000. Wow, 70, yeah, brain. 63,000 damage using artillery and barrage on a low level, so that boom cannon definitely helped us out. Next up, what we're going to do is, we're going to switch it up. We're doing it. I'm going to spend some diamonds, unfortunately. Lots and lots of diamonds, unfortunately. But I'm not going to send all my troops in as Grenadiers because that would be silly and ridiculous. So we're going to leave 2 boats of zookas just because. We're going to spend 100 diamonds, all because I missed the 2 days free. Hopefully you guys didn't miss. If you did, that is a sad day. We're going to use Dr. Kevin Cavan, and let's get back into this. So what I'm going to do is we are going to clear all of these machine guns using our friends, the Grenadiers. And if you're wondering why I have zookas loaded, it's because this corner, I'll show you the corner right in here. This corner where the Grenadiers are all going to pile up, they're going to get murdered by that front machine gun, and we don't want to see our dudes get murdered. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop some zookas right in here. They're going to clear a couple things, hopefully not get murdered by those lasers over there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to send our flare over to that left-hand side in about 3, 2, 1 now, and then we're going to drop the rest of our stuff. And then what that's going to do is that's going to let our zookas get out front, and our zookas are going to start pounding away on those corner machine guns, because those corner machine guns frankly suck. We don't need our gunboat energy for anything else, so we might as well use our zookas to help clear that just a little hidey hole for all of our Grenadiers to stand. And that is going to make this attack go much smoother. And you might be thinking, well, why didn't you just use all zookas? Because we don't have enough gunboat energy to keep doing that for all of the machine guns, but it should be enough for some machine guns. Now we just need to make sure that these zookas right here don't go too close over to that left-hand side. So then we're going to pull out and come back over in here. and hopefully just get all of these things as we throw a med kit. And if you're wondering what level... Oh, see, this is the problem right here. I probably shouldn't have sent my Grenadiers in there because we are getting murdered by those machine guns. So not awesome on my part, but you've got instant training, so no big deal on that. And now at this point, we can just get all of the shield gens and set ourselves up to not have to worry about 5 max level lasers and 5 or 7 low level lasers and a shock blaster and a shock launcher and all of that crap. So should be able to just clear this entire left hand side, easy peasy lemon of the squeezy, and down goes all of the stuff. So a little bit ugly, probably shouldn't have flared right into that corner because I put my Grenadiers into harm's way, which is what I was hoping not to do thanks to zookas, but just clearing all of this stuff should be able to do that far, far better than I did. And it's kind of nice anytime I do stupid screw up things on these videos, because it means that you guys, if you can avoid those stupid screw up moments, you'll do better than I am and you'll take it down even easier. So the reason why this War Factory video series started was I kept seeing people posting their solos and like these difficult diagonal walks with shocking bullet and just stuff that people... you can't copy. I mean, you can copy maybe like 1 out of 10 times, but this you can copy. You can do these attacks every time. If you are XP35 or higher, actually 37 or higher, you need 37 to have Everspark's universal remote. You can pull this stuff off. Just give it a go. Spend some diamonds. You don't even have to. Free instant training. This is the perfect opportunity to bust out Grenadiers for the first time. You will not be disappointed. Grenadiers are fantastic, as you can see right here. You need a little bit of patience because they miss all the time. But look at all that damage they're doing to those machine guns in behind. Their misses are your... I don't know. There's some sort of... like, if I was like Tony Robbins, I could come up with something good here, but Tony Robbins, I am not. So we are just going to watch our Grenadiers do some good things, hopefully to good buildings. They're also going to target random crates over there, which we don't really care about. Let's get them over onto this machine gun simply because our time is a-wasting. As you might have noticed in my video yesterday, I ran out of time too many times and it was not super awesome. So look at that, they're even going to get some damage on those mortars thanks to that factory supply chest right there. And we are almost ready to go hit the core, and we've only used 2 attacks. So we will definitely soften this up with some gunboat energy, and we will come back in about 6, 5, 4... It's amazing how NASA has taken over countdowns. Like, how is that even fair? I don't know. Nonetheless, let's keep rocking, rolling, spending diamonds, and then we will just cruise back in here. I would really like to be able to finish this using this attack, but chances of it happening, I would put it at about 0. Like, there's like literally a 0% chance we're going to finish this because those lasers and these mortars right here are just going to ruin all chances of that. So we're just going to take out what we can. We're going to let our zookas die, and not right away, but soon-ish. We're going to save all of our gunboat energy so that hopefully we can get rid of something useful. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be. Probably, maybe, we definitely need to get rid of those flamethrowers. And once those flamethrowers are gone, then we can see what the heck else we can do. So, but we kind of sort of want to leave all those factory supply chests alive as well for a core hit we could do. But it's a tough call here. Let me know what you would do if you would leave those factory supply crates up there, kind of like people do on operation attacks where you leave the cells for the core hitter. That would be a wise thing to do right about now, I do feel like, but let's get moving. We'll try something else. Moving over here, trying to get rid of some stuff might be a bad idea because we might draw the ire of those lasers, but I think we're going to be generally okay. Come on, Grenadiers. Now, Grenadiers like to play hot potato, and that means they just murdered a whole bunch of our zookas, which is not super duper awesome. So now we just need to get them going on that flamethrower right there, and hopefully we'll be able to get rid of those sniper towers as well. Kind of doubt it, but you never really know. So now, Kavan coming in handy. I probably should have brought Miss Everspark with our team instead, but then lasers, so don't bring Everspark. I just realized that would have triggered the lasers, which wouldn't be awesome. So now see, sometimes I talk so much that I talk myself into making sense slowly but surely. Look at this core hit, though. This whole left-hand side is wide, wide open. Should be able to do all sorts of awesome stuff here. Now we just need to get rid of that last machine, or flamethrower. Like, look how good this is. A difficult, so difficult war factory, and by switching up our troops and using the right troops for the job, we are doing awesome, awesome things. So we're going to back our troops over into here because that flamethrower needs to go. And look at this, our troops are actually hitting the core as well, which is going to give us a little bit less damage required on the core, which is going to be super duper fantastic. And then shocking all of the things, hoping to get rid of those mortars. I don't think there's a heck of a lot of chance of getting rid of those mortars, but it doesn't hurt to try. So these, you see that, those lasers, max level lasers versus low level Grenadiers, no challenge at all. Now, Grenadiers do not outrange mortars 99.99% of the time. You will find that they do sometimes, but not this time. So that is a pretty sweet setup. Look at this. We can take this down. I am full of confidence that we can take this down. So next up, we're going to bring back some zookas. We have 2 attacks left, and I don't think there's any difficulty for any of you out there on the internets to take this down. And we've only spent 298 diamonds in the process. Hopefully, like I said, you guys have the free instant training. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue for you. This laser does not range. This laser does. This laser does. So what we're going to do is we're going to shock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all in one. 1, 2, 3, 4 in one. 1, 2, 3, 4 in one. Everyone on my channel, every one of my subscribers should have 36 gunboat energy when they get to the core. Hopefully you have 42 because that's going to give you 3 shocks and a battle orders. It might be a bit tight though. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk all the way back here, and as our troops start to fold, once you get about half of them folded, then you flare the kill zone. What that's going to do is, you see how they do that nice little foldy fold? That is exactly what you are after. Now we're going to go 2 smokes into there. That might be on the short side, but I think that should get everyone underneath there. Okay, we're going to have a whole bunch of gunboat energy to spare, just like this. Tough shock here. Tough shock, only one tough shock, but if you're going to miss so that you miss the mortar. That is what I was trying to show off there. Definitely on purpose. Down goes the war factory. Oh, is it though? Look at this. Speaking of drama, here comes artillery number 1, artillery number... Ah, so close. Now, I wonder if that last artillery actually counted. We'll have to have a look here. I'm going to have to spend at least 1 more diamond. Look at that. 2,131 health. That is just sickening. And of course, you can't attack with no troops loaded, so we have to load whatever is the cheapest. And I believe that is going to be warriors. Warriors, 11 diamonds. Let's have a look here. Oh, doesn't really matter. Let's load warriors just because why the heck not? We will diamond. No, not that. We're going to diamond finish just the warriors with... no one. We're not going to bring a hero, and we will just walk in and take this puppy down. Now, a lot of you I know out there in our task force groups like to throw out artillery and barrage on the core. I am not one of those people. I like to send my troops in regardless, even if it's absolutely stupid and it doesn't pose any advantage, just because it's kind of fun. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 onto that core. Now you'll notice that I do have enough gunboat energy that if needed I could just throw in artillery, but we're going to flash kill this puppy right here. No shocks required. I was going to say heavies. Warriors showing off the power of their hammers. Down goes the war factory in... Actually took us 5 attacks, but that is why I leave 2 attacks for the core hit, because it's always a good idea to do so. Fairly easy. I mean, it took a long time, but hopefully you guys follow along. Do use Grenadiers, especially if you have that free instant training that I somehow missed. I was super stoked to have instant training and have everyone follow along this week, but I botched it because I didn't know which day was Thursday for like 3 days this week. So we are going to collect our free diamonds just like that. We are going to send our submarine on a dive. Always keep your submarine moving. Spend that loot. You're basically buying powder. And then we're going to go into our shop and we are going to enter code zmoT, zmoT. All of our tasks done for the day. We'll switch accounts, come back in just a second. Do stick around for some max level ridiculousnesses. Okie dokie. Now, this one seems like we don't have the heavy choppers anymore, and I know a lot of you would love to have the heavy choppers basically forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the next best thing, and that, of course, is lots and lots and lots of Scorchers. Scorchers are basically unstoppable since we got 16 of them. They went from being completely and utterly useless to being the best way to clear your map, all in one quick minor update. Speaking of update, it's been a while, just saying, might be time for another one. HQ25, new operations, let's get something out there. So right now, that Doom Cannon is going to be our biggest issue, so you know what, let's just go straight at it. We will go straight at that Doom Cannon, and we can shock that Boom Cannon at the same time, so all of this stuff should just cruise on forward as long as we don't end up losing our Bombardiers to those lasers. Really, really bad idea on my part bringing Everspark. Should have brought Kavan, because Kavan would have been healing our Bombardier dudes. Our Bombardiers were meant to bring all sorts of extra damage, and it turns out they didn't do any of that. So our Scorchers going off to the right are dead, quickly dead. One other quick note, we have such ridiculously long shocks right now. Long shocks posing all sorts of fun times. I mean, you should be able to solo bases you never thought possible simply because the shocks are so darn long. So at this point, just trying to keep some of our Scorchers alive. Should have probably sent something at that Boom Cannon. Also, Everspark not helping us with her critters. Her critters are drawing all of those lasers in, like we talked about on our last attack. Why I'm getting rid of mortars, I don't really know. I don't have any clue what the heck I'm doing at this point. So this should have been a super duper easy solo, and I went and made it into something difficult. And why did I barrage the mortar instead of the rocket launcher? Just all sorts of dumb stuff going on at the moment, and I'm kind of okay with that simply because you can't, like, you could, every single max level account can take down War Factory. There's not a max level account that cannot take it down every single week. So look at that, that machine gun isn't even firing, or is it? I think it is, yeah, the health is going down a little bit, and we are going to utterly and completely screw this up. So I'm just going to pull the plug right here. I'm going to retreat. We'll come back with a different account and do something that's more fun and interesting, because our Scorcher plan, I bring you in and say our when I do good things, but also when I do stupid things like that, did not go well at all. So I'm just going to go like this. And just like that, we've switched accounts. It is that magical once you have the internet working for you. We're going to go with Grenadiers. I'm going to try and solo this with Grenadiers simply because they worked so well for our low-level account that what the heck, might as well. We are going to use Grenadiers, and we are going to use medics simply because there are no grapplers this week, kind of like on the Mega Crab, and I have been jumping up and down and screaming, saying, please, please add Grenadiers to the, what's it called? What's that thing called? The Mega Crab, because that would be such usefulness. Let's give this a shot. This might be equally dumb, but at least it's different. So we're going to go over to this right-hand side. We are going to drop Bullet first. We are going to drop all of our Grenadiers next. And then we are going to head into this corner, throwing a smoke right there to try and keep all of our stuff alive. Next, we're going to flare up there, simply because otherwise, we are going to have a world of problems once our Grenadiers start shooting at themselves. So I said they like to play hot potato in the past. That is exactly what I was trying to avoid by using the artillery on that factory supply crate. Otherwise, you smoke all your Grenadiers to the back of a base, and then suddenly they just get murdered beyond belief by themselves, which is never, ever a good time. So we're going to get that second hot pot to pop, and then we're going to throw a shock right there. Laser hitting our Grens, but look at that, no problem at all. And that is the beautiful thing about max level Grenadiers. They don't even care. I don't even have the Grenadier tribe boosted. I'm pretty sure there is a Grenadier tribe. Could be wrong, but I think there is one. And look at this, just cruising through all of this stuff, Bullet taking all the shots in the face. It is amazing the difference between a low level and a max level account. They just do, it's like night and day, the differences. So keeping Bullet alive, going to be a bit of a challenge for certain, but I think we can possibly do it if we get a little bit lucky. So throw in some critters out there, trying to distract all of those big, huge, heavy hitters. And too many lasers at the moment, but I'm going to come back. We're going to quickly check our tribes. I think I have missed something utterly obvious and ridiculous. We will find out in about 3, 2, 1. Let's just retreat. So we're not going to solo it using Grenadiers, but heading to that right-hand side looks like a good time. I'm enjoying myself. Hopefully you guys are too. Let's go like this. Let's zoom all the way out. Yep. Missed a huge opportunity there. Should have. Operation chest, 3.3 million gold. No problems for the gold there. Let's get back in. Try this one more time with a little bit more health, a little bit more planning, a little bit less suck. So we're going to turn that suck knob all the way down and then come back just like this. Oh, I can't believe it's finally Thursday. This is the longest week of my life, I feel like. But as I mentioned last time, finally getting the jab. Looking forward to that. Simply just means that hopefully this whole lockdown COVID stuff is hopefully coming to somewhat of a close. Anyways, hopefully, it just seems like this has been the longest couple years ever. Speaking of long days and long weeks. So Bullet getting the heck away from those lasers finally. You know what? Let's get rid of that shock launcher because it's driving me insane. Just gonna go something like that. Couple less lasers, couple less shock launchers, fewer. For those of you who subscribe to Grammar and or Game of Thrones, one of the two. Barraging, and then we should just be able to cruise up and burn the core. Not a big deal. I feel like I've totally missed an easy opportunity to solo this, but Grenadiers could not be passed up. For low levels, they are an absolute game changer, and the number of low levels that don't realize that is far too high. Please use Grenadiers. They are fantastic. I know they don't look super amazing or when you first get them, but they very much are. So next up, we're gonna let Bullet energy drink as he ruins that shock blaster's face. All of our Grenadiers doing all of the damage to all of the things. Come on, shock blaster, you're driving me absolutely nuts. Need that shock blaster gone to have any chance, so probably should have flared it, but not gonna do that quite yet because Bullet still has a bit of health. It is not going in the right direction though. Come on, Grenadier bros. Now look at this shock blaster, just gonna eat us up. So speaking of mistakes on my part, so many of them. Medkit required. Look at this, look how much they're missing by though. See that rocket launcher? That is like 5 tiles behind the headquarters, and it is still being hit by our Grenadiers, and that is where they are incredibly useful. And those sniper towers are taking out our medics one by one, so this attack is going down the toilet as well. And sometimes you just need to flare onto a hot pot, because what that's going to do is send all of our troops into their deaths. It's much faster than retreating. And then we will come back and finish this puppy off. Finally, longest attacks of the year. Whew. A little bit dramatic today. Not getting a ton of sleep at the moment. You can always tell when I'm a little bit grumpy because it means I've gotten 0 sleep in the past bit. We're going to come over into here. We're going to get rid of that rocket launcher. We're going to get rid of those machine guns. Those are actually sniper towers. And then we're going to flare onto that core. This should go down. If it doesn't go down, I'm going to be blown away. I'm just curious to see how fast we can burn through that core. Shield, I should say. And then we're going to go something like this. Now, hot pot going to be a problem. Bullet's going to die, but do we care? Maybe not. Just need to get rid of Bullet. Actually, we're going to actually let Bullet die, I think, is probably a better idea. Just letting Bullet die means that all of our troops are going to actually live because those lasers are shooting right through bullets, so having him die, probably a better idea. Now, one other thing to note is I don't know how fast this shield is going to go down. I'm kind of going to pause here so you don't have to watch and wait and wait and wait. Okay, we flared back simply because our troops were in a bad spot and those lasers were not doing us any favors. Now, if you're wondering why I'm just not going to the top of the screen and getting all of the machine guns and all of the flamethrowers and all of the things, I am wondering the same thing myself. Should have done that, could still do it, but I just am curious at this point if we can actually burn the shield. I doubt we can, but just want to see if it's possible. And we've got extra attacks, and why the heck not? 5 attacks for a max level account is ridiculous anyways. Speaking of, as we get that 6th threshold, Supercell, please give us 1 intel for every unused attack. I would love to have the incentive that if I can solo War Factory, I get 4 intel. Right now, there's no incentive to do good things. You can just barrage the core in 5 attacks generally, and no creativity, no effort required. So I really, really think 4 extra attacks, if you use 1 out of 5 and solo it, then you should get 4 intel. That would give all the incentive in the world for people to boost or try at least even. So it turns out we are not going to be able to burn through that shield in this attack. I'm kind of surprised by that. Generally speaking, Grenadiers can burn through fairly large shields, but the fact they were so far away, they were at their range limit, means they're going to miss a ton. So we did 900,000 damage. Not bad for unboosted. We're going to come back with something different, though. I'm going to use the power of Mr. Bullet. Actually, you know what? Let's just finish with zookas. I think we should be able to finish with zookas. We've got 2 attacks left. Let's do the same thing we did on the other account. So this one, at this moment, has 1.1 million health left, more or less. We're going to throw a smoke there. We're going to throw all of our troops over to this right-hand side, and we're going to come over and see if we can't just burn through that core. I don't see why the heck we wouldn't be able to. I think it's only 1 shock at the moment. Probably should have checked ranges a little bit better, but generally speaking, let's do a core hit. Not bad practice. I always try it. Probably preach is probably the right word. I was trying not to say preach, but always preach the idea of practicing your core hits, because on an operation attack, if you haven't done one in a while, in like a couple days, weeks, months, always a good idea. So use the War Factory for some practice. Throw a shock out right there, and then we should be able to just burn through that core using zookas. Look how much faster zookas burn through the core compared to Grenadiers, and that's just showing off that the fact that they're different troops, and troops do different things. So hopefully this helped you out on a low level and entertained you on the high level. As we hit 9 o'clock and I see some motion in my backyard, we've got some motion back there. Gonna have to go check that out. Otherwise, I shall talk to you soon. As always, hopefully you keep booming those beaches. Hopefully your map is less full than mine. I definitely need to spend a little bit of time, pick up some of those free diamonds for all of the free passive intel. Look at all of that free intel. My base crushing people's faces, even though I don't have any sort of defensive structure. Let's get going. I shall talk to you soon. Hit me up in the comments. Talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT. Peace.